is Mark Molnar, and thank you for tuning in to MeteoMark's Weather Northeastern. I am your host. Let's take a look at the weather across portions of the tropics right now. We have Tropical Storm Henri north of the island of Bermuda, and as you can see on this track, it is going to race towards Newfoundland, and portions of the southeastern portion of Newfoundland here could get clipped by this storm, although most of the deepest convection is off to the east and the northeast side. So most of the stronger bands of precipitation and wind will remain on the southeast side as it approaches Newfoundland on Saturday morning. So look for that. Wind gusts upwards of the 50 to 60, maybe even 70 kilometers per hour with this storm. It's expected to remain a minimal tropical storm, but the forward speed increasing combined with a high pressure to the north should create a high pressure and low pressure gradient, which will increase the wind speeds as this system moves rapidly towards the northeast. As you can see here, Henri, of course, moving across the open North Atlantic once it bends eastward of Newfoundland. Take a look at the satellite photo. You can see the center of circulation is kind of displaced from the eastern and northeastern convection here. This is the sign of our El Nino upper level wind shear continuing across the Atlantic here, moving from the south west towards the northeast in the upper levels of the atmosphere, shearing this system apart. There's nothing else happening in the tropics other than a system that could be developing off the Cape Verde Islands, and I'll keep you up to date on that. Let's take a look at precipitation amounts across the country. Stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way up the East Coast, your eyes are drawn to this bullseye over New Hampshire and Maine and New Brunswick and southeastern Quebec, and extreme northeastern portions of New Hampshire as well. You can see upwards of 4 to 6 inches of rain as we have dual nor'easters happening over the next week. So I'll tell you more about that. And here out west, unfortunately, it's dry now, but talk to me in 10 days because this trough will kick in. Speaking of trough, right now we're going to have a ridge for the next 5 to 7 days across the west here. But take a look at the east here. That trough really digging out, bringing some beneficial rains up here in the northeast. You've been very dry as of late. But unfortunately, you might get a little too much at once here in New England, especially northern New England and southeastern Canada. And I'll keep you up to date on that. Let's take a look at those surface maps extending right into your Saturday, starting the nice weekend off here. Take a look at this, looking kind of interesting to say the least. We got this sharp cold front moving in with low pressure starting to ride along it. So heavier rains developing here from London, Buffalo, over towards Ottawa, Erie, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, State College. These areas could get in on some of the heavier rain developing later in the day as this upper level low kind of pinwheels across the northeast. You can see temperatures really being held down. Binghamton, Scranton, the New York State Thruway not getting out of the 60s here for highs. In New England here holding on to a little bit of some sunshine as that first departing nor'easter kind of starts to pull away, so you'll start to break out, at least in western New England, some sunshine here. Heading on into your Sunday, take a look at this. That system pinwheels to the east here. We get kind of some redevelopment here into a more nor'easter style system. And from the Hudson Valley on eastward, we could be in the thick of some rain here. But take a look here. These temperatures being held down into the low 60s, the upper Susquehanna River Valley, Alleghenies, Adirondacks, the Finger Lakes, being held down here into the lower to mid 60s. So feeling rather chilly, fall-like across the area, and those overnight lows will be into the upper 40s in many areas. We get that chance of a shower across much of the area behind this nor'easter that develops, pulling away for your Monday. Take a look at that. Moving to the northeast here, you can see taking the moisture with it, but leaving those 60s behind here for your Monday. Maybe starting to warm into the 70s here from the New York-Pennsylvania border on southward. And then look at for Tuesday, finally high pressure starts to move to the east here and push this nor'easter to the northeast into the Canadian Maritimes, and we get some clearing and finally some sunshine. I know, right? It's too little, too late. It's after the weekend here, after we had a rainy weekend across much of New England and southeast Canada. In 10 seconds, I'll have a 5D outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton, Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark comments, Twitter at WX Northeastern, and Google Plus at MeteoMark. Here's your 5 days, stretching from Saturday all the way through the midpoint of next week. Look at this. We start off chilly over the weekend. Look at this, upper 60s, even low 60s for Sunday. Chance of a shower both days. Overnight, Saturday night, we have a better chance of rain, 1/4 to 1/2 inch into Sunday morning. That'll pull away as that nor'easter pulls away on Sunday. We're not looking at torrential rain, but we're looking at some rain, to say the least. Look at these overnight lows. Monday, Tuesday, getting into the upper 40s, feeling really fall-like, but look at that. At Tuesday and Wednesday, we really start to get into the upper 70s once again. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.